What does a personal trainer's full day of eating look like when it comes to losing a bit of weight? In this video, I'm going to show you the meals that I personally have to give you a bit of inspiration. I'm also going to show you the thought process behind them, and also why you should talk about being careful comparing what you eat to other people you see on Instagram. But on that note, let's go grab meal one. So it's currently around 7 a.m. and usually I'd have my first meal about half an hour ago. And there's a particular reason for this, but I'll go upstairs and explain that. But we're just going to take our morning supplements, and generally speaking, they're like the cherry on top of a cake. Because if you haven't got your sleep, your stress, exercise, all of that dialed in, then a pill won't exactly solve the issue. For example, I did my bloods and recently found I was deficient in vitamin D, so I supplement with this, and again, it's good for bone health and your mood. And I just do this every morning because if you're like myself, if I leave something too late, it doesn't get done. And then I'll make my morning coffee and I'll go upstairs and go enjoy my breakfast. This here is going to be meal one, and it's an entire bowl of food, and it's my cheesecake Weetabix. And the reason I have this every morning with a cup of coffee is because it's my morning routine, and it's genuinely one of the things I look forward to most every day, because it feels like I'm just having a cake at a coffee shop. It's absolutely unreal, and it solves that craving. But this contains 4 Weetabix, 300 grams of skyr, with a drop of sweetener and some peanut butter. Again, the 4 Weetabix has loads of nutrients, and this entire thing has 8 grams of fiber. Fiber is essential for your gut health. It's been shown to reduce certain cardiovascular diseases, and it's also very good at keeping you full, and plus it cannot be digested by the body. And I'll also explain why I've got the peanut butter, as most people believe you can't eat that and lose weight, because I'm having it again for lunchtime.
What?
Right.
Yeah, the ball's starting, bro.
Can we not tell Connor? I'm not on a cut.
Yeah.
So this creation here is actually my worst pancake recipe yet from a aesthetics point of view, but we're obviously going to give it a taste test because that's what matters at the end of the day. But the reason I've got peanut butter on there is that contains healthy fats. Now, healthy fats are great for lowering quote unquote bad cholesterol, but on top of this, the healthy fats are actually going to slow down the digestion of this meal. So not only is the energy release going to be much slower, but it's going to be more sustained throughout the day compared to like just a spike up and then just an instant crash. So don't avoid fats. Fats are very important. Again, carbohydrates, they're not the most essential. They're not actually an essential nutrient whatsoever. So having like a reasonable amount of fats, again, that's about 15-20 grams in here. Lots of protein, again, absolutely key. But yeah, so that's the reason and thought process behind why. And then this will obviously cut to dinner soon, but first we must crack on with some work and go from there. Of course, I've got another coffee to go with it. How could I forget about taste test? Oh, and on top of this is just strawberries, by the way. Frozen strawberries, but I microwaved them to make it a bit more of a jam. That's unreal. How are the pancakes though? Are they any good? Honestly. Just can't go wrong. So what I do each morning is I forward thinking backwards plan. So I calculate my dinner, my lunch, my snacks, and my breakfast as well. So I can obviously fit in the foods I love whilst eating my fat loss goals. I did originally want a whey protein shake, but then I was like, I don't really fancy it. So again, I just poured myself like 250 grams of skyr yogurt because I love this, and it's the equivalent of like a protein pudding, except it's got less calories, and I really enjoy it. Obviously, tonight's meal will have like a lot more vegetables in there too, but that is all. Right, people, so we have got the final meal of the day, and if I'm honest with you, them protein pancakes properly filled me up. Again, I reckon that was due to its high fat content of about 20 grams, but here we've just got a chili con carne, and one pro tip or 2 pro tips is use aromat seasoning for absolutely everything. That stuff is incredible. And also I opted for whole grain rice. So obviously we spoke a little bit earlier about how important fiber is for your gut health and obviously keeping you satiated, and also helping you poo. It's a really simple swap to make, and it doesn't exactly taste that bad, whereas something like white rice would digest obviously just a lot faster. But again, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea, if it compromises on enjoyment. But let's give it a little taste test. And I've also just bulked the meal up with a whole lot of salad underneath this, and that's going to take up more physical space within the stomach, so it expands, and consequently I feel a lot fuller. You also don't have to fit anything like cheese. Again, what matters most for fat loss is a calorie deficit. In the context of an overall nutritious diet, absolutely fine. like with anything. But earlier I discussed why comparing yourself to these full days of eating is probably a shit idea. And the reason for that is because I'm simply a different human to you. My gender influences how many calories I burn within a day, and age doesn't really influence metabolism as much as people think. You know, a lot of people say my metabolism slows, yet they're only 35, when this study suggested that the amount of calories you burn at rest only really declines after 65 to 70. What actually might happen is that you get more responsibilities, you know, like you might have a 9 to 5. Maybe you've got kids that you actually have to watch compared to running around yourself all the time. You also have other factors that might contribute to why you move less or perhaps eat more. Stress eating is one. Taking public transport is another. I genuinely could go on, but we're going away from the video, so that's for another one later. But as mentioned, I'm self-employed, I'm a personal trainer. My energy expenditure is going to be naturally a lot higher than other people because my job is to literally work in a gym and move around. So when you see these people that eat like 3,800 calories a day and they're like proper lean and slim and all of this mad stuff, just remember that their circumstances are completely different. And I do think 4 days of eating are useful in the context that they're inspiration for meal ideas. Again, I absolutely love watching people eat, not like in a weird way, but like it's just nice to get some cool like ideas, you know, like what to make myself. I'm like, oh, that looks good. Like the other day, this bloke called Sean Casey made like tuna, beans, cheese, and like potato with mayo, and I had it myself, and it was absolutely unreal. It was insane. So I think for like meal ideas, it's great, and obviously it depends if like can you fit this into your own calories day to day. But yeah, don't compare yourself, or don't exactly replicate how people eat within a day, because again, their energy requirements are just completely different. So that's just something to be mindful when you are scrolling. And again, everything just has its advantages and disadvantages, and the goal of this video is to just provide you with the education around it, so you can make your own informed decisions. So other than that, they're class. I don't like the 4 days of eating where it's like, eat like this and look like me. Yeah, just shut up. Like, that's annoying, because again, there's just so many factors that go into it. But I obviously hope you found this video useful so far. After I enjoy this and watch, I don't know, like a YouTube video or something, I'm gonna go for a walk, and then I've also got these Belgian hot chocolates, which are so good for satisfying that chocky craving, and it actually tastes nice. Like, it doesn't taste like dog's ass. Well, that would know what that would taste like. So that pretty much wraps up today. I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.